everybody. Tonight we're going to count tits. 1 tit, 2 tit, 3 tits. An entire movie full of tits. Every person in this movie is a tit. Whether we're watching an awful TV show, getting in a car and driving away from someone firing at us, or getting surprised by giant meatballs, I'm sure we're going to do those things over and over and over and over again, like a lot. So let's get ready to be hypnotized, because we're talking about 1988's The Brain on Horror Movie Night.
I'm kind of disappointed that Adam doesn't love this strictly due to the fact that it's Canadian as fuck.
This movie starts off with a girl being attacked by a giant brain in her bedroom while her mother watches a self-help guru named Dr. Blake on television. So, like, there's these weird tentacles that are, like, coming out of the walls, and her teddy bear starts to bleed, and she starts...
That part is great. That whole part is great.
Yeah, she attacks the brain with some scissors, only to discover that instead she's killed her mother, and then she kills herself.
But wait, so I don't think that she attacks the brain. Is the brain in that part?
Well, there's, like, the brain stems that are popping out of the wall.
Yeah. Oh, those are brain stems. Okay.
Yeah, she's stabbing at the tentacle things, and then she zones back in, and her room's fine, and she has stabbed her mother in the chest area, I guess?
I guess, yeah.
And then she kills herself by jumping out of the second-story window of a suburban house onto the front lawn of a suburban house. Okay.
She commits suicide by gently breaking her ankle. So we jump to the high school and we meet James, who's a brilliant kid who pulls elaborate pranks. And we also meet his girlfriend, Janet. His most recent prank, which is sort of like putting a cherry bomb in a toilet, but it's using science to make the toilet explode.
No. We're missing a couple things here.
Okay. Sorry.
Because the TV, okay. So first of all, I have to admit that, or not admit, but I have to gloat. I watched a VHS rip of this on YouTube, and it was the absolute best way to experience it. Because, like, it was just grainy and crappy, and the sound was all, like, garbled. You know how it happens on a VHS when you love it real hard and you watch it too much? It's like, it'll talk and then it'll slow down a little bit, and then go back up. It was so good.
I watched that exact same rip.
Yes!
I also watched that rip, but I own it on DVD from VHS PS. It's probably the worst VHS PS transfer. I think they stopped selling it because it was so bad.
Is it?
Yeah.
So somebody put a VHS rip on YouTube. VHS PS took the VHS rip off of YouTube and put it back on a VHS?
No, they put it on DVD. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Still, that's fucking funny.
And then they're gonna transfer it back to a VHS and then put it on a Blu-ray, and Scream Factory is gonna release it.
Dude, you know I'll buy it, and you know Matt will get 2 copies for free.
Dude, I'm so excited for the day that The Brain is available on Blu-ray, but that day is never, ever going to come.
So this is like a really obscure pick, and I really appreciate you picking it, because I think that...
you guys kind of forced my hand on this a little bit. I told you that I had watched it for the blog, and you guys were like, holy shit, that sounds amazing, and then I sent you a picture of The Brain, and you're like, holy shit, we need to watch this.
That wasn't Adam and I. That was just me. Like,
I don't have any enthusiasm for anything in my life. Least of all, the fucking brain.
So we're watching this Dr. Blake's TV show, and I'm like, how do I know this guy? Oh, the dude from Reanimator that tries to go down on the female lead. I was like, is he going to get decapitated and go down on the Survivor girl in this one too? Please? But no.
Halfway. No, he gets halfway there.
I guess. I have a note about the bear bleeding out of its eyes. And I was like, why is she freaking out? She has a bear that spouts chocolate sauce. That's awesome.
It's so bad. The whole movie's so bad, but I love it.
They set him up as this like sciencey kid who does all these who's really, like you said, they say that he's like brilliant, and then he does that science thing in the toilet. When else in this movie do we ever come back to his intelligence?
Only when it's needed for the last 2 minutes of the movie.
We'll get there, but the whole concept of throwing the sodium whatever in the toilet to make it explode is real hard to swallow.
Well, that prank lands him into having to go to counseling with Dr. Blake, because apparently his TV show is just like a local show. It's not like a syndicated show yet.
So is this the part where he's in the car listening to the quote unquote hard rock? Because it's like the fucking Go-Go's all over again. It's like so light rock, and they're like, but the person, the DJ is like, check out this hard rock, and I'm like, oh, what's it gonna sound like? Is it gonna sound like the Trick or Treat soundtrack? Nope.
Sweet-ass new heavy metal track from the Go-Go's.
It seriously sounds like the girl band from Summer Party Massacre too. I was like, is this in the same universe? But yeah, like he also, so when he has those little sodium balls or whatever that he throws in the toilet, he gets spooked when the faculty comes into the bathroom and throws it in the trash. Why? I thought he was supposed to be smart.
That's why he has to go see Dr. Blake, and he hallucinates topless women holding apples.
They decide that they're going to send him to Dr. Blake's weird facility, which looks like a factory for producing chemicals or something. I don't know why he needs this gigantic fucking place.
Yeah, for a TV show.
Yeah, and he encounters a bunch of other like mental patients there. One guy who's constantly talking about like, I escaped and they'll never find me, and then he immediately gets caught every time that he does that.
I think that we're skipping because the joke that I was getting at was when he hallucinates the boobies, or the female assistant is holding the apple, and Dr. Blake keeps prodding him, and he's like, what do you see? What do you see? Are you sure that's what you see? And it's like, like hallucination incoming, and then he sees her top is off, and he's like, what do you see? Is it an apple? And he's like, yes. And then he's like, or is it an orange? He's like, no, it's an apple. And he looks again. He's like, well, there's two of them. I was really expecting a melons joke, and I was really disappointed when he did make a joke about her boobs being melons. But then it was somewhat redeemed by some food for thought joke that like he's trying to run out of the facility. I think that's after he talks to that guy who's like, I've gotten away every 10 times, blah, blah. He's trying to escape the facility, and the woman, he's like hallucinating, and the woman's hallucination comes back, and she says something about food for thought. It's almost okay. But then this is when we start seeing the brain scene over and over and over again when he has these concrete headphones. Because that's what it looks like. Oh, no. I'm sorry. That's when it's supposed to be on national TV.
Okay, he doesn't escape from the facility the first time. Or, no, you're right, he does. He does escape.
Yeah, because
and then he goes
his
to
truck.
Yeah, and which is scene one of him getting in a car, trying to start it. Somebody is behind the car shooting bullets at him, and then he starts the car and he drives away. That is going to happen 8 more fucking times before this movie is over, man. That happens so fucking many times.
We're skipping over when they first reveal this brain, because they reveal this brain.
Oh, because then it eats the woman. Oh, that's such a great part.
But it's so weird because here's the thing that bothers me now that I've watched this twice this year. In James's hallucination, there's like that shot that they use like 1,000 fucking times of just like the zoom in of the brain's face, but the brain didn't have a face yet. Like the brain got the face after it ate the lady assistant like 2 minutes later. So I don't like. Did James predict the face? Like,
you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say this movie is shit for that continuity error.
Yep, you know what?
I loved it until you just told me that.
Yep, opinion of this is completely diminished now.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that the brain is the size of maybe like a giant tortoise or something, and it like launches at the woman and it attacks the woman. Later on, the brain will take up an entire hallway so that it's impassable and you can't get past, like can't get through. So the size of the brain is constantly like fluctuating as well.
Well, it grows.
He's getting bigger because he's eating.
Yeah, he's eating people now.
It's brain food.
Oh!
I feel like Okay, this is what happened. When they wanted to write this movie, they came up with the stupid fucking pun, brain food, and then did a bunch of coke and wrote the concept of this movie. So when he flips his truck trying to get away, that's the one and only time that the brain is telekinetic. It can control the truck and like the electronics, but it doesn't do that anywhere else in the film.
Are you talking about where like the steering wheel comes off and stuff like that?
Yeah, and like the gas is going and the radio's going.
No,
I assume that was
just
hallucination.
Making him hallucinate that. Yeah.
He's hallucinating the tentacles and stuff.
I don't know. You guys are giving it a lot of credit.
Because that's what the whole point of the opening scene was, with the girl hallucinating the tentacles and then killing her mom. Like,
maybe the brain's just eating people, and that's why it's getting bigger. No. It was definitely telekinesis. Like, come on. Don't rip me one and then try and back up your bullshit.
Oh, my God.
Like, no, it's him that's... Once the brain gets into your brain, it can control it with hallucinations, and as it hallucinates those tentacles, and
Exactly, because then we immediately go to the diner scene where he has a ton of fucking crazy hallucinations at the diner scene, which gets him caught by the police there, right?
Yeah, I think he gets chased by the sheriff and arrested at least twice in this movie. And it's only like an hour and 25 minutes.
How much do you want to bet there was a scene where he stole a car and he was trying to start it, and the sheriff was behind the car shooting bullets?
There's a decapitation in this movie. I was pretty excited about that. I just can't remember when it happened.
We're getting close to it because the sheriff catches him and arrests him, but then Blake's assistant shows up and
with an axe, right.
And decapitates him with like literally not a drop of blood going anywhere. Like in one swift swing, just lobs this head off, and there is no blood anywhere. Like they were trying to make a PG-13 movie, but we're like, but we want to put tits in it. Like,
it was the 80s. You could have tits in PG-13 movies.
Not that many tits.
Okay, well, sorry, but okay.
Who was Blake's assistant? That guy looks super familiar to me.
He looks like every creepy guy in every horror movie.
He's every creepy assistant that has ever existed in the history of horror films.
Yeah.
Played like a lot of bikers. I recognize him and stuff.
Maybe it's
George
Tyler Levine's dad.
He looks like Tyler Levine's creepy uncle.
He kind of looks like the guy from Too Many Cooks.
Oh my God. He can't be the same guy, so it must be a reincarnation. Or he's immortal.
I'm leaning towards immortal.
An immortal ugly man. He and Clint Howard should get together and fucking talk about their problems.
Well, so the axe thing happens, and this is when like the brain starts using its hypnotic abilities, so that anyone who watches the show, he's like convincing them to murder and frame James and his girlfriend Janet for these murders. So,
and this has the slowest, driest chainsaw death ever.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh man, that was so fucking ridiculous. Like, take a step back, dude. Take a fucking step back. She's coming at you with the goddamn chainsaw. Like,
and he just looks at her. He's like, "Hey."
Okay. And this is super, super Canadian. You're right. I didn't realize that this movie was so Canadian. The reason that I recognize that guy is because I remember him from a 2002 Canadian TV show called Puppets Who Kill.
That is awesome.
Oh my God.
He was in a couple episodes of that, and that's where I'm recognizing him.
That's
oh my God.
So fantastic in every single way.
So one thing, when the brain is starting to like control people through the TV waves, they keep showing this shot of the brain's teeth quivering. That's not how teeth work. It really bugged me because it's like rah, 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 and his teeth would just kind of fucking pulse outward towards the screen. I don't know. That really stuck with me.
I think it's just because the puppet is shit.
No, the brain is probably doing that with telekinesis.
Adam, you're such a prick.
So I don't know if I'm jumping super ahead right now, but the next note that I have says, James and Janet have sex in a science classroom before the brain attacks them. This is not important to the plot in any way. It's just kind of weird that it happens.
No. This is straight Stephen King sex scene, because if you've read any Stephen King books, it's always like, oh, we're being chased by this supernatural evil. Better fuck. It's just, it happens it's Christine, Carrie, fucking, like, Cujo, probably.
I'm pretty sure Cujo's just her and a kid.
Cujo involves a woman and her son trapped in a car. Where's the sex scene in that?
There's somebody having sex. And,
Cujo, at the beginning of that movie, Cujo chased that rabbit into the hole and fucked it. And that's how he gets the demon.
That's what I was forgetting.
So, my God.
Upward.
Adam jumped on that so quickly.
Hey, stop laughing. Fuck off.
Sorry.
The brain can now control skeletons.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was watching this alone, thank fucking God. And I saw the fucking creepy skeleton. I was like, dude.
So they go back to Dr. Blake's office.
Wait, one sec. One sec. So there's this sex scene, and then Janet watches like a little bit of the show, right? And then she is immediately like, "You're a murderer! You're a murderer!" And he's like, "Come on, you know me. Like, come on, I wouldn't do that." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Here's a real easy fix to this. Hey, Janet, do you remember the giant fucking brain that we saw eat our friend? Oh shit, yeah, you're right. You're not okay. I got it. I'm cured. We're like." He's oh my fucking whatever. Continue.
Well, they go to Dr. Blake's office, which like half this movie is in fucking Dr. Blake's office. Like they just keep leaving it to go back over and over again. And Dr. Blake is like obsessed with the brain now, and he's got this thing that's
So he wasn't obsessed with the fucking brain beforehand?
Well, no,
he created a television show, let it eat his assistant, brainwashed an entire town. He was just kind of found the brain to be peculiar before.
Yeah.
Some
They should call this movie The Peculiar Brain.
Well, like, there's that. It keeps cutting to the shots of the brain's thoughts, and it just keeps popping up on the screen. And I got really excited. I have a note that just says the brain is trying to sing Poison because the thing just says, "I want action." And I'm like, yeah, he does. He wants satisfaction, all right.
That alien loves exclamation points. Do you remember that part?
Oh, yeah. No.
He's like calling people idiots and shit, and it's just like 50% exclamation points.
Well, okay, so here's the thing I got super confused by, because we're getting to the end of this movie already, because it's only like 85 minutes, and like an hour of it you could probably do without.
The reason we're so far into the plot is because it's all chase scenes.
Yeah.
It's all car scenes with nothing happening and people just looking back furtively through the rearview mirror. But we're at the best part of this movie, quite possibly, when little dipshit, what's his name, Billy
James.
or whatever?
James, but whatever, Billy James.
Billy James, okay. Yeah, he's the fifth member of Green Day.
Yeah.
So he punched Dr. Blake's head clean off, and I was just like, Reanimator! I was hoping that his brain was going to his head was going to be another brain, but didn't happen.
But but here's the thing. He's like, see, he wasn't even real. And I'm like,
you just murdered someone on TV.
But like, where did he come from then? Like, where did this play? Like, they never explain what he is.
Yeah.
He's like he punches his head off. Sure, that clearly means that he's not a real person, because there's no way James has the strength to punch a head clean off of a body. But like, they don't explain what was he built by the brain? Like, I don't understand what Dr. Blake is. And then he kills the brain using sodium because we got to bring it back around to the toilet thing. And this basement is just filled with stuff. It's just packed with sodium.
The basement is packed with garbage. Yeah. And then they get backed up against the wall, and the kid looks over. Boom, sodium.
Yeah.
Okay. And really, is there enough water in that brain to blow it up? It's like 300 pounds right now.
Well, it's a meatball. It's a giant fucking meatball.
Yeah. Not that I don't
really,
love this movie.
He just seasoned the brain.
With sodium! Needs more salt. Yes. Quite.
Well, the best part in this movie to me is the final chase scene where the brain is chasing them through the warehouse because of two things. Thing number one is that you can tell it's at this point it's undeniable that the brain is just a giant prop sitting on a cart that's being pushed around. But it's made even more apparent when you see fucking feet coming into the shot. When it comes around corners, you can see the feet of the people pushing the cart in the background.
Yes.
And it's fantastic.
I love it.
It really is a movie that really wants to be something great. And it is just, they really put all of their effort into that brain prop. And that was pretty much where they stopped.
I do applaud them for their effort here, and of course because they're Canadian as well. Like, bravo, guys! But it might have just been the shitty VHS YouTube rip that I was watching. But the whole time I was watching this, I was like, man, if these guys had $10 more, this would be a better movie. Like, it's so cheap the whole time. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I wish this was made today. If you had a Kickstarter, I'd kick in $10. Like, you need it. Like, it's so bad.
It really, I mean, we talk about how, like, low budget some movies have been that we've watched, but
this might be the worst.
Yeah, this may be the lowest budgeted film that we've...
But I don't even care. It's so cheeky and charming.
I wish that we could have traded Blood Diner's budget and the Brain's budget, because Blood Diner might actually have been a little more endearing if it had a lower budget.
It wouldn't have been so gross.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been so hard to watch. And then this would be way fucking better, with just because these guys actually made a half decent, like, watchable movie. This was fun. This was like fun to watch.
Yeah, Blood Diner's not fun.
No, that's not enjoyable to watch.
The problem with the Brain though is that, like, it needed another draft or two of a script. Like, they needed someone to sit down and read the script and be like, "Hey guys, didn't we already write a chase scene? Like, I don't understand why." Like, and they're like, "No, man, we didn't. We talked about writing a chase scene, and that happened like 7 times."
This time, the car's not going to start the first time, and the person with the gun's going to get behind the car, and just as he starts it, that person's going to shoot. They're almost going to shoot it.
No, Adam, I'm pretty sure we wrote that already. Like, I know that I'm the only one.
Podchase guy.
Look, I know I'm the only one who hasn't done any of the coke yet. I'm pretty sure that all these things that you're saying we did. Can we please just read the script once and then make some changes to it?
Here, take a fucking line. Have a fucking line. Guys, I don't know about this. Are you sure? You know what? You're fucking right. We need one more fucking car chase in here. Really hype it up, bring in the tension. What do you think? Whole room full of dukes, like, yeah.
But they didn't start. They start off as Canadians. It's when they take that one sweet sniff of cocaine. They just
guys, I don't know. Do you really think that we should? But there's a few too many car chase scenes. Yeah, fuck yeah, car chase.
And now we know how Wolf Cop got made.
Oh, shit. So what did you guys watch this week?
I have been burning my way through more Daredevil. It's so good. It's like blowing the first season out of the water. It's just awesome. Matt, you need to care about comic book TV.
I know. The most recent episode of Geekscape, Jonathan basically said, he was like, I said that Daredevil Season 1 is the greatest thing that Marvel has ever created. And then they topped themselves with Season 2 of Daredevil. So he's like, that's the biggest recommendation he can give for it.
Well, okay, so I haven't finished it, but I think it would be hard to beat Daredevil, or to beat the Winter Soldier, because really Captain America Winter Soldier is, in my opinion, the best thing that they've done. But I mean, it's all relative, so it doesn't.
You're also a big Cap fanboy, you know, like you're a big Steve Rogers fanboy.
I am a humongous Captain America fanboy. It also doesn't hurt with the fact that in my life, when people don't know my name, don't know my first name, they confuse Scott with Steve. And there have been more times than I can count when people have called me Mr. Rogers because of the fucking TV show. So Steve Rogers is my alter ego name right there. So Steve Rogers, I'm Captain America without the superhero serum. But beyond that, it's just, I mean, Captain America is just a really, really great movie.
I watched the season finale of Venture Brothers season 6. I can't wait to spend another 2.5 to 3 years waiting for another season. So real jacked about that. Don't ever get into Venture Brothers until the series finale. I swear to fucking God, people, just don't do it to yourself. The hiatuses on that show are just extreme. And other than that, I've been playing video games. So, but I did want to talk about. Yeah, I've been playing video games.
What video have you been playing? Fucking Pac-Man?
Actually, I was playing. Oh shit, what's it called? I've been playing this game called Dead Nation, which is like an overhead zombie shooter, get more guns, level up type thing. Okay. But I wanted to talk about. Have you guys seen AMC's Preacher trailer?
No.
No, is it bad?
I mean, you guys, have both of you read Preacher?
Enough to not be excited for the TV show, yes.
I completed. It took me like 7 years because I kept getting to issues where I'd just be like, I don't want to read this anymore.
Right. It's making dramatic changes to, and right off the start, making dramatic changes. Like, you could do that whole first, collection as a season, and that would be fine. I mean, you get into collection 2, and somebody has sex with both a fish and an armadillo. I can't see AMC being okay with that. But right off the hop, they're making a lot of really weird, dramatic changes to it. And I mean, how are you going to do the end of that series where like he tells God, like he's in the desert having a conversation with God, and he like tells him to go fuck? Like, it's like how are you going to do that on TV? They can't even say the F word on Walking Dead. How the fuck are you going to do that? Like, I don't know. And it's like it was like written by Seth Rogen.
What?
Seth Rogen. Yeah. Like they adapted it.
That's so weird.
Man, it's weird all up and down, head to toe weird. But I'm gonna watch it because it's got Dominic Cooper, and it's got that guy that was in Misfits that replaced Nathan that everybody hated, and then I don't know, insert Hollywood chick B, A, or C, I don't know. So I'm gonna watch it, but man, I am fucking wary about that. I might just watch it so I can hate it every week. But yeah, that's
you already have horror movie night for that. You have to have another podcast that you do where you shit talk the Preacher TV show.
Yeah, I could do that. Have you guys ever watched The Strain as well? Have you ever seen that?
Oh, hell no.
No.
That is like the show you love to hate, man. Everything about that show is god awful, but you cannot turn away from it because you're like, how are they going to top how stupid last week's episode was? It's fucking awesome to watch.
So this week, Adam will be very excited because I watched episodes 2 through 6 of Ash vs. Evil Dead finally.
Oh, I need to watch that. I keep forgetting.
It's pretty damn good. I still think the first episode is like the highlight so far, but I like a lot of what's going on. The other thing I want to talk about is that, giving another quick shout out to Scream Factory like I did last week, they sent me a Blu-ray copy of Cherry Falls, which is coming out on Blu-ray, would be out by the time this comes out. And I haven't seen that movie in years. I bought it on a whim, and I don't think I paid very much attention when I watched it the first time, because this time that I watched it, I was fucking enthralled. That movie is awesome.
Yeah. Megan and I watched it for new people. That's my wife. She doesn't like horror, but she likes Cherry Falls. We watched that, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago together, and it holds up. It's fun. It's of those late 90s slasher flicks, I think that might be one of the ones that have stood the test of time. I think it's because it's just a little bit sarcastic.
Yeah, Adam, have you seen Cherry Falls?
I haven't, but I can I read your Geekscape article review and stuff like that. I can see why why Megan would like it and stuff like that. It seems it feels like a better Valentine's Day, like if it was like a good written one of those, like a House on Haunted Hill, Valentine's Day, urban legend, kind of in that area. Am I right?
Talking like disturbing behavior because it's no disturbing behavior.
No, it is 1,000 times better than disturbing behavior.
No William Sadler.
But yeah, it's just got that. It's one of those movies where it does the Scream thing where you can tell that it's being a satire of a slasher film, but it doesn't go so far into being a satire that it doesn't try to be scary. Like it tries to have genuine scares in it, and it tries to have good deaths and good gore and a decent plot, and like characters are like super charming. There's like, that's the thing that I really liked the most about it, was that I'm watching it and I'm like, wow, all these characters are so unique and charming, which is like the opposite of disturbing behavior. Like, disturbing behavior is supposed to be about a group of kids who are being transformed into being uniformed students, and like these weird outlier kids that are like trying to fight against this transformation or whatever. But like all of them just seem fucking boring and dull as shit. But then you have like the kid who writes the gossip column for the school newspaper, and he's just like this weirdly eccentric, like, looks like the fucking Robert Smith from The Cure, and talks in like real quick social media quips. Like, it's just really bizarre. The whole movie's bizarre, and the twist is bizarre, and it's got Jay Moore. Fucking Jay Moore's in it. I mean, that's a thing that happens. But yeah, go see Cherry Falls. It's definitely worth picking up on Blu-ray.
I'm actually pretty impressed with myself. I owned a copy of Cherry Falls before you did. I think that's like I need a special button for my like coat that says that I actually owned a movie before you.
Well, to rip that button off your coat, I already owned it on DVD. It was a double DVD with some movie called Terror Tract, starring John Ritter. They just happened to send me a review copy for Geekscape.
Fine.
Well, that was 1988's The Brain. I guess it was okay. This movie had so much potential. I feel like it is potential that is kind of pseudo-wasted because there is a lot of downtime in the middle of the movie is the best way to word it.
They should have just full mooned it, man. They should have just made it, 80 minutes or 70 minutes or whatever a regular full moon is.
And just fucking slow credits.
Yes, super slow credits. I would watch those credits at 1x speed.
But we will be back next week, as we always are. I actually have never seen the movie that we are discussing next week, so I had to buy a copy of it.
Can I give a hint as what it is?
Sure, go for it.
Scaring someone with a fart. That's your hint for next week's movie. The reason I was late is because somebody had a Bluetooth speaker at work, and I kept hijacking into it and playing Touch Myself by the Divine. So I did that for like 5 minutes, and then I was like, oh shit, I have a podcast I'm supposed to do.
It's a worthy reason to be late.
Yeah, and truly, like, I love that your hijinks, for being such a dark fucking person, they're just like so whimsical.